we started off with an angel investor. I think that's really how you have to, at that stage of your career, how you have to start. Just a person that, was a family friend who was wealthy and who believed in us and was excited about the material, make no mistake. But first and foremost, and they call them an angel investor because they almost don't care about the project or the business of the investment. They are investing in you. They believe in you. And Mara Beth Summers was that person. She's an executive producer on the movie, and she just said, "This sounds cool. I love you guys. I believe in what you're doing." We did have some success at Sundance, so it wasn't like we were complete novices, but we had a hard time. We couldn't sell this to anybody. I mean, we couldn't get meetings after Sundance with anybody in the industry. And at that time, our audience was 8 people. And they were all the acquisitions executives at the distribution companies, the independent, distribution companies, or like specialty labels of like, Sony Pictures Classics, like things like that. That was it. It was like an audience of 8, because otherwise you had to, or the directors or people who were reviewing film festival entries. But ultimately it was just those people at those distribution companies who could do anything to help you get an audience. So it was a very different time back then. So you needed credibility of being a Sundance filmmaker or whatever else. We couldn't get anybody in the industry to finance Cocaine Cowboys. Nobody understood our pitch. Even when we were pitching the marketplace for it. We weren't just pitching this great story and this incredible access. We were pitching really the business model for this and how we plan to create a kind of cottage industry, in fact, out of it. We wanted to do dramatic spin-offs and T-shirts and Cocaine Cowboy snow globes that they would sell at Wings down here at the souvenir shop. We had all sorts of delusions of grandeur at the time. And much like Florida real estate market, lies that came true. We weren't lying about it. We really believed in this story, and nobody else got it. We were completely incapable of translating or infecting our own enthusiasm about it to potential buyers. They're just like, didn't we see this in Scarface? Didn't we see this in Miami Vice? Didn't we see this? And we're like, in Blow, and we're like, yeah, but those are all, first of all, those are all movies of the past. They're all dramatic. They're all fiction. They're all scripted. And how many Al Capone movies are you going to? How many Italian? Did somebody go? Who needs The Sopranos? We have Goodfellas. Or who needs Casino? We have all these great Italian mob. How many times is the Untouchables story going to be told? I mean, so Hollywood or people in the movie business are a vacuum of ideas, and usually a vacuum of bad ideas. But how else to explain in our lifetime 2 Volcano movies in the same year? 2 Robin Hood movies in the same year, 2 Truman Capote movies in the same year, 2 asteroid hurtling towards the Earth movies, 2 Christopher Columbus movies in the same year, 2 White House Under Siege movies. That just happened in the same year. And it's not because those are good ideas or anybody's interested in them. It's because one studio greenlights a volcano movie, and then another studio across town goes, oh shit, don't we have a volcano script in turnaround? They take it off the shelf. They dust it off. They go, volcanoes are hot. Nobody asks anybody if they're interested in seeing it, but it's like a vacuum of ideas, So here we're just in Miami, and we're like, people are interested in this, and we're also aware of a market that I think it always existed, but nobody was hyper aware of it. And actually, Tom Quinn, formerly of Magnolia Pictures, who I think we've released more movies than any other producers with Magnolia, Mark Cuban's company, and then he went on to Weinstein Company, where they won 2 Oscars for documentaries. But Tom said one of my favorite things anyone's ever said about us in a profile in Business Week. He said that these guys tapped into a previously unknown youth urban nonfiction market that we as distributors weren't really aware existed, and that's how Cocaine Cowboys blew up in the bootleg market, and we embraced that, which is what hip hop did, rather than what the RIAA did and what the NBAA have done, which is really attack your biggest fans. We embraced them and embraced the bootleg phenomenon, and it really made our careers.